just trying to finish this up. These bottom three were done with the 3D modeling, and remember to edit these. You need to bring up your appearance panel, and when you click on the image, you'll see the ghost image sort of the initial drawing that was then extruded, in this case, into a 3D piece. And this is where you can do the fill, the stroke color, and modify the 3D modeling of it in here, just for a little bit of review. This last one, not very difficult. It's a rectangular shape cut in half to give two pieces for the triangle. So an easy way to do it is just to take the rectangular piece itself, and let's see if we can double click on this just to change the color up a little bit. Do a light purple here. And if you hold the shift key down, you're going to constrain it so that it's a perfect shape. Just going to make this in a rectangular piece. And it has the show bounding box, the widget that allows you to do the changing of the curves in here, everything the center line. And what you're going to do is remove one piece. So in the pen tool, if your palette of your tools is just showing one or two columns, you can adjust it, and you can come at the bottom, the three dots, to edit the toolbar, and just make sure that you're under the advanced option as it goes through. It shows you all the tools, and here it is under advanced, so it gives you the most tools to have open. And within the pen tool, when you click the window shade to hold it down, you have delete anchor point, and what that does, it instead of cutting it and leaving it an open path, it makes it still that it's a path. If I switch this, you can see that the path is right there. However, when you do the 3D modeling, you don't want to have the stroke on your shape, otherwise it'll slow down and possibly freeze up the software. So here's the image again, just going to Effect, up at the top, 3D, and Extrude right here. So when you extrude this one, the window will pop open. You'll see that in the appearance I have this window open. It just shows the path and the stroke and the fill for that path. And so the stroke is off. That's good. Fill's purple. Haven't done a preview yet, but it'll happen once we start to place this in here. And you can see that it sets at 50 point for the extrusion depth. If the more options is hidden or closed, you have the option to extend it down right here so you can see the shading and everything for the piece. And then again, they're showing a sphere that has the highlighting for it, just like the 6-tone value scale I talk about. And again, you have the XYZ coordinate, and it corresponds to the edges that allows you to rotate. And when you do it, it'll show it as a wireframe just to render it quicker. And you have the option to do that as well. Inside are all the presets that you can take a look at. So you can click just to familiarize yourself with them. So that's kind of the angle that it's at. However, the lighting can be adjusted just to give you a little bit more of a piece to it. And then again, kind of showing it on either side of it. So when you click on it, you can kind of see the motion of it. And just go ahead and click OK. So you kind of have this one relatively easily placed in there. Gives you that final selection there. And when you're finally finished, just go through your layers, take off the background, and all these extra parts. I can just move them one at a time, or shift key these two to get them off the page here. And just take a look, and you'll notice that with the 3D, you do get the shading. You lose the line from the linear drawing, and you do get the shapes, and the illusion then comes with just the visual optical illusion of having the shadows get a little darker or lighter on either side. When you do have the options up here to manipulate it, you get a little more effects with the gradient that you can then bring together. And we'll talk more about breaking those apart. But then taking a photo of this, just hit the tab key again, hides the windows. The letter F key goes through the three, toggles through the three views that you can take a look at. Spacebar lets you move the page down so that I can then use the Command Shift 4, turns it into the registration or crosshair. And now I can either incorporate a little bit of the gray background for a frame and make that image show up. Just Command Tab and it shows me all the programs I have open. When I come down to the Finder, it shows up. I go to the desktop. I have a number of pieces, but if I click on this to show the date added, then the top one and broken down into these. So when I click on this, it'll show up that piece there. And when I click once on this, I can go ahead and title this Adobe Illustrator and just put my name on there. So when you do submit your file, it'll have your name on it and the title for it, so you can start to get used to putting that together. So just see if you can bring that last shape together, and this will be the third piece that we put together for this illustration.